I remember the first time I lost control over my own thoughts. I must have been about 6 years old. At the time, it was labeled as an acute adverse drug reaction to the allergy medication Singulair. Since then, I've experienced the same loss of control time and time again. Now it's labeled as an anxiety disorder. They say correlation doesn't always equal causation, but I can't help but speculate otherwise. Hi, Mom. So I guess my first question is, from your perspective, can you just kind of recount the experience I had when I was 6 taking Singulair?
Sarah, tell me what today's date is and I'll turn off the video camera. 2011. Very good. All right, I love you.
So you started having seasonal allergy symptoms. So I took you to the pediatrician, and she suggested that we start you on Singulair.
Singulair sound familiar?
If it does, it is one of the most prescribed medications in the country, but the drug can trigger serious side effects. News 4's Lauren.
That was it, basically. The school year ended. We were starting you at a new camp, and all of a sudden you just got so anxious. Like you didn't want to go anywhere, and I could not understand what was going on.
James says the anti-inflammatory drug has been linked to harmful behavioral and mental health issues, including aggression, depression, even suicide.
I really can't paint the picture enough for you about you being in the back seat of the car, and you held onto the car screaming and kicking as if, you were going to be tortured. And it was terrifying. It was really terrifying. And I just remember feeling that, this is my daughter. This looks just like my daughter, but this is not my daughter. We went to the pediatrician's office, and I said, she started acting this way. I don't know what's going on. And this is the medicine. And she said, this is not what was prescribed. They had given you an adult dose of Singulair, and you were a small child. Once the medicine washed out of your system, you were able to go to camp and did well. But like I said, I feel maybe sometimes a little trace of that anxiety remained.
Do you remember me ever describing to you what I was anxious about at the time when I was on the medication? Did you know what was going on in my head?
No, you just said you didn't want to go anywhere, basically.
What was going on in my head is pretty much all that I remember from that experience. But I just remember having not visions, but almost paranoia, basically. There were many moments where I remember being convinced that you were gonna die on your... I struggled to describe the thoughts and feelings to my mom. I remember them so vividly, yet I can't seem to articulate them. I remember at the time my head was overwhelmed with images of my greatest fears. My parents dying, car crashes, abandonment. What's gonna happen when my parents die? Being an adult. Who's gonna take care of me? Being yelled at. What if that happens tomorrow? Getting sick. I can't grow up. God sinking feeling in my chest. Family hating me. My teachers hate me. Being replaced by my younger brother. I'll never make friends. Being forgotten. Never being happy. Never seeing my parents again. Ruining everything. Nobody wants to be my friend. Deep down, nobody will ever want to be my friend. My fears being premonitions. Everyone died in a car wreck on her way. My worries speaking things into existence. I miss my mom. Did Dad make it to work? I don't want to be here. What if he could turn on everything forever? Spinning? What if Mom never tornadoes sweeping our house away and everything? I'm not old enough to take care of my too old to be crying, but why can't I stop crying? Why are other kids happy but I'm not? It wasn't just the images that affected me so deeply, it was my certainty that they would all happen. I speak in past tense, but the truth is I feel similarly today. Not all the time, but often the same feeling washes over me. With no warning and no logical cause, my mind screams at me, something terrible is about to happen. I often feel powerless in the face of these worries.
I do remember that that you did become kind of a serious kid in ways, like when your brother was born. You were really worried that he was sick. You also became really worried about tornadoes, and then you became really worried that the house was going to catch on fire. I wonder sometimes if that clicked something in your head that allows you to go on those neural pathways of anxiety.
I've always speculated that Singulair was the definitive cause to my anxiety, but my mom's recount left me more uncertain of this than ever. Was Singulair really just a catalyst? I can't decide which is more unfair, anxiety as an inherent trait, or the avoidable consequence of pharmaceutical error. So, I know Dad is an anxious person. I don't know, do you even, would you consider yourself to struggle with anxiety? I don't know.
Do I have it?
Yeah.
Do I have anxiety? No. I found that I'm not super great at predicting the future, so I just don't allow myself to think about it. Your father does fully suffer from anxiety.
The way my dad brought me up was to be prepared. He was a Marine, and that's part of their motto or something. It's being prepared mentally, ready to go. That always stuck with me from working with him for such a young age. It definitely has gone south in the wrong direction in that I look into the future and try to guess what's going to happen, and it does nothing but cause severe anxiety. There's different ways I think that one can approach it and cope with it, and to be able to just slide it, just be happy. It's very difficult. I have lots of difficulty with just moving on.
It's infuriating sometimes when people are like, just don't worry about it, just calm down. Yeah, I wish it was that easy.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, yeah. And I know a lot of people like that seem to have just come from a different angle on life. And I don't really understand that. When people with anxiety have to approach the world, is definitely you have to practice pushing through things. And often I find that a lot of it's built up drama in my head, and then in the end it all works out pretty much just fine. But man, getting to that point can be complete hell. I don't know. I don't think I've ever really completely come to terms with it.
Keep going.
I didn't grow up thinking of my dad as anxious. He was one of my best friends. Hindsight's 20/20, but as I look back, I can see all the tension that followed him around. Hidden fears, a masked disquiet. I do the same. This is the first time my dad and I have ever spoken of such things, but I think we've always seen so much of ourselves in one another. I realize now his anxiety is as much a mystery to him as mine is to me.
Yeah, is it a chemical imbalance? Is it just a slight little difference in chemistry from me to mom? I don't know. It's hard just to make it go away. Yeah. And I think it's a battle that you have to fight all the time to stay on top of it.
Yeah. I didn't realize until making this film just how much of my childhood was captured on camera. I had never seen these tapes before. Memory only serves so well, but luckily the footage does the remembering for me.
All right. Did you have fun today at gymnastics? Can you talk to the camera? Well, is Mommy proud of you? Yes, look at me. Yes, I am so proud of you. And Papa Jerry's going to bring you a special treat when he picks you up today, okay? Does a cookie sound good? No. How about a big hug and kiss?
It's an out-of-body experience. I see so much of my current self reflected in these tapes. The same worries, the same fears. I can read it on my face. I want to reach into the past and tell her, I see you, I know what you're feeling. But instead, she reaches into the future. She tells me, I know what you're feeling too. This was years before I took Singulair. My question is answered, but I still don't feel satisfied. Where am I supposed to go from here? I've never understood my mom's get-over-it approach to worry and anxiety, but maybe she has a point. All the years I've spent trying to find a reason for my anxiety, have I just been circling the same neural pathways, wearing them down deeper and deeper? Now, I think I'm ready to let go of the past. Someday I'll let go of the future too.